I told you guys the next review wouldn't take as long as it did to do the first review. It's only been a couple of weeks. How's it going, folks? I'm Dani DeMonica, and for today's review, we got an interesting one for you. A game that has been around for a while that I finally have the pleasure of reviewing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the review of Mutant Football League. In order to do the history lesson for today's review, we actually have to go back to the Sega Genesis with Mutant League Football. That game came out, everyone friggin' liked it, it was pretty cool. It got a kind of spin-off called Mutant League Hockey. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Around 2012, it got a Kickstarter. And then came the failed Kickstarter, but then somehow, some way, about 5 years later, it actually came back from the dead as Mutant Football League. Alright, so quick run through of the gameplay for Mutant Football League. Show of hands. Anyone here ever play NFL Blitz? Now, take the players from NFL Blitz and toss them in toxic waste and have them turn into orcs, zombies, demons, the undead, metahumans, and yeah, that's pretty much what this is, but there's a couple of extra caveats to the gameplay here. Now, it's 7-on-7, like I've kind of established, Blitz style, but the other thing is, there's two things. One, just about every field in Mutant Football League has some form of a trap. Either chainsaws that go running up and down the field, spikes that pop up, worms that might eat you. We're talking the full 9 of anything that can kill you. Mines, you name it. That's number one. And if you play specifically in either Baltimore or Nashville, I think I pronounced that right, the goalposts are also kind of underneath a field hazard. Meaning, in Baltimore, there's this guillotine that can knock the ball out, and the home of the Lycans, Nashville, I don't know how to pronounce it, try my best. The wind moves the goalposts left and right, so you're playing on one of the most unpredictable field surfaces you can think of. And speaking of field hazards, I'd be remiss if a certain person, Olaf Slayer, probably would get mad at me if I didn't bring up the Snuffalo Thrills and the fact that their end zones have, mafia members shooting at you. Figured I'd throw that one in as well. All in all, it's a good game of football that's chaotic, and you don't even need to know football. Besides, they're all parodies of the NFL anyway. You can take the hint. Really quickly, I'm adding this in super late, but hear me out. I forgot one thing about Mutant Football League that you guys need to hear. Ref Rampage. At every halftime, it is nothing but you, a player, a shotgun, and try and survive for a minute. If you win, depending on when you're playing this, you get a resurrection, which will come in handy. If you lose, bye-bye player. Yeah, that's all I needed to tell you guys. Anyway, back to the review. Now, the thing that really, I think, makes this game worth its weight in gold is Mutant Football League's Dynasty Mode. You pick any team. Any team that's on the game, you're going to start off as the worst. You're going to start off with a 45 overall. It's your job to become a dynasty. Take this team, this bunch of ragtags, from worst to first, from zero to hero, as it were. Now, how, you may ask, am I going to make this terrible trash team great? How am I going to win Mayhem Bowls with a team with a 45 overall and praying for anything to go right? Well, here's how. And there's two ways to do it. Pretty much the main way to make this team good, you better start playing good. Because XP is a thing. Your players get XP for all the good things they do. If your defensive back gets an interception, boom, that's some XP. If your running back gets like 3 touchdowns in a game and 100 yards, that's XP. All the passing yards your quarterback piles up, boom, more XP. And you use that and maybe a little bit of the funds which you can use up to 1.5 million, if I remember, on each side of the ball as the cap. And that is how you build a team from pretender to contender. And it's really satisfying to see this team take that trajectory from awful to amazing and winning 4 or 5 Mayhem Bowls. By the way, I'm just going to throw this in here. The only real downside I can think of with this game, I wish I could do more Mutant Football League seasons, actually. So, here's the thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick about Dynasty Mode is the playbook scenarios here. You have your own playbook, sure, and you can modify it, but the question is, early on, how on God's green earth are you going to customize it? Where are you going to get the other plays? Simple, really. You actually have to beat the team. That's how you get the plays in this game. If you beat a team in Mutant and Dynasty Mode, you get their plays, you get their dirty tricks, you get their playbook, which is kind of cool in a way because that means you have to earn all these dirty tricks you can use. If you want to even switch out and do shotgun, you gotta all the different formations, everything, and it's a very interesting thing, and to me, kind of makes every win count that much more because not every team shows up every year. I've noticed in Mutant Football League Dynasty Mode either. So if you want that playbook bad and they have a dirty trick you like Time Warp, then you might want to go ahead and, take them out ahead of the pass, as it were. Now, if I had to think of a con for Mutant Football League, and I really had to think of one, well, I got a couple. Number one, I kind of wish I could play Dynasty mode more than 5 seasons. Maybe after 5 seasons, let me join another team, see if I can't do it again. Something like that, kind of more the standard 25-year Dynasty. That'd be kind of dope. Number 2, for the love of all that's holy, I know it's probably going to happen. And if it happens in Mutant Football League 2, then strike this one from the record books. But, I wouldn't mind a creative team. This isn't even a con. This is more of a want, I'll be honest with you. Because could you imagine in Dynasty Mode creating your own team from scratch? Kind of like Blitz the League a little bit. Beautiful. Anyways, that's all the bad things I could think about this game. Pretty short section, ain't it? Can I recommend this game? Well, yeah, honestly, sure, totally. I kind of had to struggle to find any cons for Mutant Football League. It's almost always on sale south of $10 for the base game. And then if you get all the DLC, what's it amount to if it's on sale? Usually about $20? It's well worth your time, and honestly, with how they do things and how they supported this game for roughly 4 years, which that is an eternity for a sports game, I genuinely think you'll get your money's worth for this game, and honestly, I'm very much looking forward to the sequel. And that's it for this review, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as you did the Cruising Blast one, and, well, guess it's time to figure out the next one. So while you guys are here, like, subscribe, share, do whatever you want to do. You guys have been amazing. I'm Dani DeMonica, and I will see you guys with the next review. Or maybe over on Twitch for the next stream. Later, folks.